Thank you very much for the question. To be in Ghana, it represents a remarkable milestone for 69 years of self-rule or self-governance. As you may recall, Ghana was the first country south of the Sahara, Africa, to attain political independence from British colonial rule. And our first president was visionary. He articulated these immortal words that the independence of Ghana was meaningless unless it was linked up to the total liberation of the African continent. And true to his word, Ghana supported many other African countries in their liberation struggles from colonial rule. And so that was the beginning. And then looking back for the span of over almost 7 decades, we can look at several landmarks politically and also economically. As you can see from afar, Ghana is a stable democracy governed under rule of law with strong institutions and independent judiciary. And not only that, every country, the greatest asset are the people. Beyond our natural resource endowments, the people of Ghana have sufficient confidence in democratic governance. And we've heard about 8 consecutive elections since the restoration of constitutional order in 1992, with the 5 turnovers of power from one political party to the other. And the current government is President John Dramani Mahama, that has brought has set in motion a Ghana reset agenda that would inspire public confidence in public institutions, the democratic institutions, anchored on transparency and accountability and fiscal discipline. And as we speak, the economy of Ghana is doing very well, with 3.8% of inflation, rate of inflation as of February this year. That stability, macroeconomic stability, and public confidence in our economy has restored confidence not only locally, but attracting foreign direct investment to our country. And this is that is a statement of goodwill in our country. And then beyond the local level, Ghana has also contributed to fostering peace, international peace and security around the world. We've supplied or contributed troops to United Nations peacekeeping operations around the world since independence. And also regionally Ghana supplies troops to the ECOMOG contingent whenever there is any upheavals in our sub-region. Ghana has also contributed, or will I put it this way, contributed excellent public servants and diplomats, including Kofi Annan, you may recall, the 7th Secretary General of the United Nations for a 2-term, 1997 to 2006. And he has shocked remarkable achievements for the world body. And then we contributed an UNCTAD Secretary General in the person of Arthur Dazi. So, and Ghana has contributed in various other ways. We've got doctors, engineers, including aeronautical engineers who are contributing to space exploration, and Ghanaians generally. And they are also contributing to economic development in Ghana. Just last year, that Ghanaian diaspora contributed about 7.8 billion by way of remittance to Ghana. And that is also contributing towards our national development. So on the whole, locally and internationally, Ghana has made remarkable gains with its self-governance since her independence in 1957. Thank you very much. In one word, I can say it's excellent. We are having excellent relations between our two countries. Any diplomacy, we want to gauge the character or nature of relations between any given two countries. First, look at the interaction at the highest political level. And I can tell you for a fact, that President Biod and the President Mahama are brothers. They have excellent chemistry, and President Biod was at the inaugural session of the second term of President Mahama in January 2025. And as chair of ECOWAS, President Biod was also in Ghana for other official engagement, including the most recent in January this year for the Regional Peace and Security Summit that brought together ECOWAS heads of states. Beyond that, he is also a friend of Ghana. You may recall what happened in last year, August, during that tragic helicopter crash that resulted in the unfortunate passing of 6 public officials, including 2 cabinet ministers. President Biod was in Ghana to commiserate with us, Ghanaians. So it's more to us a brother. It's a brother to our first gentleman, our president. And then also President John Dramani Mahama was also in Freetown to meet his Sierra Leonean counterpart in February last year. And then during that meeting, the two presidents had constructive bilateral discussions, and they directed that Ghana and Sierra Leone should reactivate their permanent joint commission for cooperation between their two countries. And in our dealings in the within the diplomatic circles, the permanent joint commission for cooperation between Ghana and friendly countries in Africa and beyond provides the legal framework for the conduct of bilateral cooperation or relation between Ghana and those countries, including Sierra Leone. And the Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation will be delving into discussion in critical areas that are of mutual benefit to our two countries. And I can tell you for a fact that barring any unforeseen contingency, the two countries will be meeting in Accra in April this year to hold the inaugural session of this PJC Joint Commission for Cooperation. The agreement was signed in 2013. Now, this engagement, spearheaded by our two countries, will be giving a renewed impetus to bilateral cooperation between our two countries in key areas. That was a very significant development. What transpired in Sierra Leone during the Civil War that was exploited by Charles Taylor was most unfortunate. But Ghana and Sierra Leone, as I've told you, share so many things in common. We in Ghana felt that the peace and security of Sierra Leone is connected to our own security in the context of collective security architecture of the ECOWAS sub-region of ECOWAS. And bearing that in mind, that our security is indivisibly one, that whatever affects Sierra Leone affects Ghana. Ghana was one of the active participants. We supplied part of the contingent that supplied troops to ECOMOG and later to the UNAMSIL, which contributed in diverse ways in restoring peace instability to the Republic of Sierra Leone. And after that, Ghana still remain engaged with the Republic of Sierra Leone in the framework of defense and security cooperation. And as we speak, we have a Ghanaian military expert from the Ghana Armed Forces Command and Staff College attached to the Hudson High Command and Military Academy, training senior military and security personnel within a framework of a tripartite agreements between the United Kingdom, Sierra Leone, Ghana, and some 2 other West African countries in capacity building. And I believe this is in the context of the broader security sector reform in building capacity for the military and related security personnel. So that's what I've mentioned earlier on, that in the context of our Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation, the key sectors include defense and security cooperation, intelligence sharing, health, agribusiness, then energy. We are in energy transition. Then other 2 key sectors include the cocoa sector development and also ways of optimizing our natural resource, so that we are able to make more gains from the mining that has been taking place in our 2 jurisdictions over several decades. So these are some of the key areas. They're also talking about trade and investment, education. These are some of the areas of cooperation which shall be fine-tuned during our bilateral engagements, hopefully next month in Accra, April. The first thing I would like to tell them, to my fellow Ghanaians in Sierra Leone, they should continue being law-abiding. After the presentation of my letters of credence to President Bio in February last year, I undertook a regional tour to various provinces in Sierra Leone, during which I met Ghanaians and then the public officials. And I was satisfied to be told by the public officials that I met during my tour that the Ghanaians are generally law-abiding. So I would like to encourage them to remain law-abiding, and they should continue contributing to this economy. And also they should not forget Ghana, because the 2 countries are our respective homes. With our intermarriages, I can also tell my fellow Sierra Leoneans that Ghana and Sierra Leone share so much in common. We have a common culture, a common history, and we are having intermarriages. We are more or less together, we are connected by blood through such intermarriages. So I would like to encourage all of us to be each other's keeper, and then we should strengthen our cooperation, our interpersonal relations, and also at our level as embassy, we would also do our best in promoting these relations further afield. So that's my brief remarks.